name's Larry, aka Simudad. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Summer in Thuringia III Terralife Plus playthrough. I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a great week so far. What have you been up to? And I hope you are enjoying the series so far. You join me here on the 4th week in April. I think this is episode 3. I think 4 maybe. No, episode 4. Sorry. Third week since we've been playing, but episode 4. As you can see, this is our field that I've got it ploughed. We were trying to get this done on a courseplay worker on one of the episodes previously, but they kept getting caught on those power lines. I think that was my fault because I didn't leave enough. Basically, I only put 2 headlands in, and I think probably needed more. So I managed to get it done. Got courseplay working. I upped the headlands to I think like 6 or 7, and it seemed to work all right after that. So got it ploughed anyway. So the plan for today is we've got some carbo liming to do first, and then we want to try and get the. I think we're gonna look at the time. Silage corn. We're right in the planting window for silage corn. So we need to get that in the ground ASAP. But I do want to get this, at least this carbo lined. Whilst we're sort of on our feet, as it were. The time is off a moment, so let's just have a run down and we'll check our fields. If you watched any Disturbed simulation, he's done a few series on this, and he always recommends having a quad bike or a 4-way or something to bomb around on. So this has moved to the next growth state now. This is the winter wheat. This needs carbo lime as well as nitrogen. Still all tires and tracks though, so that's 22 out of 27. And then got here the spelt that's growing. And that's a little bit further behind, that's 19 out of 27. But that also needs nitrogen and carbo lime as well, so that is getting this one to begin with. We are expecting some rain today, so we'll see how that affects us. Right, let's get the auto width that out. Lines are on. Heading 304. 304 seems to be the somewhat of a decent heading for us. What I'm going to do is move this over a little bit. To be honest with you, it might not actually be that good of a heading on this field. We sort of ourselves reasonably parallel. We're looking at about 108 like that. That'll do. Let's move this over. Hopefully we can get it in line with this, the edge of the field. There we go. Let's go. Alright, we are expecting to probably use quite a lot of this. So, anyway, I hope you guys are well. Thanks for coming back. I hope you are enjoying the series. Being completely honest, it's not one that I thought that we'd be making again anytime soon, or if at all. just generally on farm sim, as we spoke about in previous episodes. But we're here, we're doing it. I've been looking at the feed situation, cow feed. Now, it does look like whichever way we do it, we're going to have to be buying stuff in. Because initially, I'd sort of thought that I was probably only going to bother yeah, I'd sort of thought I was only going to bother doing the required crops, of which there are 5, which was going to be maize silage, clover silage, meadow silage, carrot pulp, probably carrot pulp silage actually, and then mineral feed. I sort of thought of thinking, I watched a couple of videos of people mixing up cow feed, and they do put a heck of a lot of stuff in cow feed. So I thought, well, is it a bit sneaky of me to kind of duck out on that? I thought, yeah, it probably is. So I've sort of decided that we are going to go full mix, but we're going to have to buy a fair old bit of stuff in to do it. We're probably going to have to invest in some infrastructure as well, like some silage bunkers and stuff, and ways of storing. We'll sort of cross that bridge when we come to it. Any silage that we're going to make, I want to bunker it. So we need at least 4 bunkers, because we're going to maize silage, clover silage, meadow silage, and carrot pulp silage, I think, are the 4 main types of silage. We'll buy in the mineral feed, molasses, water, alfalfa hay to begin with, and then there's some wheat straw. Now we've got wheat growing, so we'll have a pretty well, I don't want to say decent, because I don't know how much straw comes off it, but we are going to have an amount of wheat straw, and then we'll also buy in, to begin with, some white lupine. Now we can grow the white lupine once we've got enough field space. The long-term plan is we'll probably grow the white lupine as well, but in the meantime we'll buy it in, because you can buy it from the store. It's not very expensive. It's about 600 or 700 for a pallet. So and you can buy as well. The store will sell you bales of the required silage as well. So I am sort of contemplating about perhaps getting the cows sooner than anticipated, with the intention of, at least to begin with, buying the ingredients in to mix up the feed until our fields are ready, because the cows that we were looking at buying were 18-month heifers and a bull. They're ready to get pregnant, calf, whatever it's called. I sort of thought, well, we're also going to be relying on those for because the cows are really going to be like our main source of income. So we just trying to get rid of some of these trees. Yeah, the cows are going to be our main source of income. And it's like, well, if we're not how best to phrase it? We're not planning on getting those for at least a season, then we're delaying any real money making opportunities through sailing the milk or anything for a year, and that's quite a long time, especially when we haven't really got a lot else going on the farm. So I think I probably do want to pick those up sooner rather than later, and then we'll just have to buy the first lot of ingredients in to mix up. Which is fine. It's not ideal, but, you know, I sort of think, well, if you're a farmer in real life and you had cattle that needed feeding, what are you going to do about that? You're going to buy the feed in, right? So, you know, that's what we'll have to do. So, we will need to get some carbo lime, some additional carbo lime, I should say, to do the other two fields. But my primary focus, once this carbo lime is down on this field, is to get the seeder over here, get the silage maize in, and go in. You will definitely need the silage maize. One thing I spoke about, I can't remember, to be honest, if it was the last episode or the one before that. Down by the main, well, down sort of by our farmyard, there's 2 silage bunkers, 2 long ones. I think they're medium-sized ones in the menu. We can sell those; they're sellable. And if you're a content creator, you'll know this already. This won't be any kind of surprise to you. In a bid to sort of make sure that the content is sort of as good as possible, I do run various tests between streams or between recordings, just so I can ensure that what I think in my brain is actually going to work, and I'm not going to look like a total tit on a recorded episode, or have to worry about trying to cut that out or whatever. So what we're going to do is chuck this here for now. We'll run down here. We actually won't. We'll get in the tractor because we need this tractor out anyway. Just put the plough away, then I just park the tractor. So there's our cow barn ahead. Just come out this way. I'll show you the bunkers that I was talking about. These, so that's all. Also here, actually, we will give the tractor a wash. But it's these 2 here, so these 2 medium bunkers. Now, I had sort of thought about selling them and putting down 4 of the Maize Plus / Terralife Plus ones. Now, I tested it off this save. I've got an identical save running. It's my test save. And I could sort of get 4 of them down in that area. If I had them sort of long ways, it was very tight towards the BGA. I'm like, well, actually, it's not really any good to us. It's not really enough room to be sort of getting in here with a feed wagon or anything like that. I sort of put 2 back to back. Now what happened then was one of them would only take 5,000 litres before it was sort of full and you couldn't put any more in it. So I thought, right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those 2 there as grass. I will probably put our, I think probably our clover and meadow silage in there perhaps. And then we'll build just on the other side of this garage, there's obviously that grassland, so we'll build some we'll build silage clamps there. The Terralife Plus ones we'll put 4, probably 4 side by side, or 3 side by side. And we can chuck our carrot pulp and our maize silage in there. And then we've got like 1 for overflow then if we need it. That's just a thought I had anyway. Okay, driving on that because we haven't let's see. Just knock that pallet over. So move this pallet over here with these ones. Just for now. We'll get some maize silage delivered here. Maize field fodder is in here. Silage maize. That one, I think. So one pallet. Probably do 2 pallets just to make sure that's going to be 20 grand, but I just want to make sure that it's I mean it's going to be a recurring theme, so it's not like money wasted or anything, because we're going to be even if the usage is low, we are going to be planting it every season. So yeah, that is silage corn, so it's the right one. Lovely jubbly. Right, so what's that doing? Oh, auto save. Whilst that's doing that, I want to have a quick look at what width our sprayer was. So we're going to have to figure out. This is where the fun starts. So that's 21 meters. 21 meters. Apologies. Let me just. Fill in. So our cedar is 6 meters, so it's got that. Our we want 3. Why is it letting us only do that in? Why is it only letting us do that in multiples of 6? Is that because the cedar is 6 meters, but the sprayer is 21, so surely we want this to be 21, not 24. 3 tracks, definitely. Okay. Just leave it at that, because we do definitely just want 3 tracks. It might just mean slight overlap with slight overlap with this what do I call it? You know what I mean. So I think that should be fine and dandy. Let's turn that on. Do the headland first. So yeah, this is Proseed that I'm struggling with at the moment. It's one of those mods that's been around for a while. Sort of never really got the hang of it, to be honest. So we'll sort of see. We'll see how it goes. It's we want to try and do things sort of somewhat realistically. And I do believe on the mainland Europe they do use tram lines. So, and, you know, it's about time we got into our comfort, or out of our comfort zone, I suppose. So, slow down a bit for the corners. I'm not going to particularly be at anal about making sure I get every single bit of the corner. We'll try and get as much as we can because, you know, it's money at the end of the day. It's cow feed. So this is, I think, looking at the usage so far, although we're only like half a headland through, or 3/4 of a headland through, I think we probably overshot it with two pallets of seed. So good, because like I said, we are going to be to give this the old Farquhar kick-a-rooney. Lovely jubbly. There we go. So, by my calculations, we'll do 3 headlands because we can do the middle headland as a row cropped or tram-lined row. So then we can do the headland in one pass. So in a sec we'll have to lift so we'll lift here and that I thought was going to give us the red markers to indicate that it was... Yeah, so it is doing that. Okay, so it's leaving the row crops out for us. So I think I'm doing this okay. We'll see how it we'll see how it looks once we actually get some growth. Corners are going to be a little bit tight. Some church bells in the background. I don't know if you can hear that. Tell you what, today, right, I had this, so my car's been in the garage all week, this week, and, basically it's got a coolant leak, so, the garage have had it to diagnose what the problem was. It started overheating one day, so the coolant tank was pretty empty, so I sort of knew straight away it was probably a leak somewhere. Luckily, there was the old worry that it was potentially a sign of the head gasket going. Fortunately for me, it wasn't. It was just two pipes off to the oil cooler. It's been with the garage all week, and still with them now. But I had to go out and run some errands today. It's my boy's birthday in a few weeks, so I had to go out and do some bits for that. And there was like some pre-orders that I'd done, and it's like the shop will only hold them for a certain amount of time, or they just return the stock to general circulation. And so I had to get a bus and a train, and it actually is just like, do you know what a godsend it is having a car. It's only when your car's off the road that you actually realise what a godsend it is having a car, and how much you actually sort of rely on it. Right, so we want to try our very best, sort of line up with these tram lines here before we lift and reposition. So that should see us alright, I reckon. Although it doesn't, because we've missed a big spot there. That's fine. So we'll come out and a little bit wider than it probably needed to. Right, there we go. As I said, these aren't likely to be sort of the best row crops you've ever seen in your life. We are learning. We're learning, guys, learning. I mean, it's somewhat irrelevant because the main sort of herbicide and spraying vehicle that we've purchased, the Fendt Xylon, that's got narrow tyres on anyway, so whether the row crops are there or not, we're not actually going to be damaging the crop at all, but it would be nice to be somewhat representative of life. And I'm not particularly too bothered about The fact that we've missed a little bit in the corners. You know, if I was feeling really sort of pedantic, I could come back and get those. But as it is, I'm not too bothered. About then. It's 12:55. We're doing alright for time. Should definitely. Here comes the rain. Does that stop? I don't think it does. Yeah. So it's kind of funny actually, because we're putting these in now, but we won't actually know how they look until until we get some growth stage. What we can do, once we're done, so we'll lift that up now. We'll do our GPS. Let's turn that on. Okay, so set auto width, lines are on. And we want, I think about 112, I think we were running up there. What we want to do now is bring that over to match that. Yeah, what we can do, that bit there that we've missed the join, we'll line ourselves up with the machine off, but on with the red markers to indicate that we're okay. So we'll lift here, because otherwise we're going to scrape out what we've done. Swing around down. Now with this, we don't want to be skipping a row, because if we're skipping a row, that's when we're going to start messing up with our rows. So there will be an overlap here. Now, I need to try and work this out a little bit, to be honest, because obviously my seeder is 6 meters, which is automatically detected. But that means that I can only increment the distance in increments of 6, which is not ideal for us, because ideally we need it to be we need the width to be 21, because that's our Gosh, confusing, because that's our that's the width of our what's the words? Our sprayer. Sure, it'll be fine. Because otherwise we may have to consider getting rid of that Xylon and getting something that's got a width that's a multiple of 6. Because I want to use Novag Cedar because it's the one that they put in the game. Yeah, you want to sort of honour the fact that they went to the trouble of an official license and everything. We'll just see how it looks when it grows, and then maybe by the time we need to seed again, we can have done some research of how it actually works properly. I think Disturbed has probably got some kind of video guide on how it works. You never know. What I will say is really very low seed consumption in Terralife Plus so far. So the next app should be another tram line. Farmers down here are pretty good, they don't mind you driving through their fields. So it should what I don't know is about rolling this in, so you see once we're done. We've got the John Deere over there with the roller on it, so have to see if it needs to be rollered in. Like I said, it doesn't really matter if it's not 100% spot on because his island's got narrow tyres anyway, so it'll just that's annoying because that's taken that out. I have to come back after. There we go. Lovely jubbly. So I have 2 more rows of seed and then that'll be the next tram line. I said I've never really been able to get my head around the Proseed mod. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like once it's up and running and we've got some growth stages. In other news, you will have heard me talk in the last episode probably about the fact that my son was in France on a school trip. He got back safely last night at the time of recording, and he was pretty bloody knackered, but he'd get back safe and sound. It was quite late, it was like 10:30, 11:15, and we got an Uber back because obviously the car's not on the road at the moment. And yeah, we got back. I was like, "Oh, do you show me anything you've bought, or show me any pictures or whatever?" Like, "No, I just want to go to bed, please." I was like, "Yeah, man, by all means, crack on." So he skulked off up to bed. Not skulked off, but he just sort of dragged himself off to bed. He was absolutely exhausted. Just basically had a week of like basically no sleep whatsoever. He had a good time, that was the main thing. Obviously, there'll be a bit of time between when this comes out and when I next need to use the Proseed mod. So if you are watching this and you're anything of a Proseed wizard, you know what you're doing, and if I'm doing anything wrong, then do holler at me. My intention is absolutely to have a look at before the next time at a tutorial of some kind, so that I can get my head around it. I don't think it's going badly. I think it looks alright to me. I think there'll be a little bit of overlap, but it's got precision farming, so it's not like we're going to be wasting the herbicide or the fertilizer, because it'll just spray it where it needs it. So it's not like it's going to be like a significant problem of that kind of thing, but it would be nice to know that I'm doing it right, at least. That you're not all just sat in the house pissing yourself laughing at me like this guy's a fucking idiot. Right, two more up rows till the next tram. But yeah, I probably will, after recording, go through and sort of tidy this up, connect up the tram lines, connect the way into the field as well, connect those two. As I said, I'm not totally bothered about the corners, missing bits in the corners, but I would like the tram lines to be sort of lined up at least. You know, just for neatness, no other real benefit. It's 3:10. So this is probably all that we're going to get done today. Go. Sorry, I just got distracted by this. If you follow social media at all, it's a wash. This situation with the Coldplay concert. I'm not a big old Coldplay fan. I've got to say that to you. But, it is everywhere. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, in a nutshell, and it's not any of my business, but they had like a big jumbotron. It was like an American concert. It was like Boston or something. They had a big old jumbotron screen, like a kiss cam type thing, like they do in America in sports games and stuff. And they caught this couple, and they sort of behaved really oddly. The guy ducked down. They were like canoodling away or whatever. The guy like ducked down behind a barrier, and the woman like just turned her back on the camera. It turns out that he was the CEO of this big company. She was like the head of HR in the same company, and they were having an illicit affair. And obviously weren't expecting it to get uncovered at a Coldplay concert. So yes, the internet has been wash with that. They're both married. I feel for the respective partners, because that can't be easy, finding out your husband or your wife is having an affair through social media, going viral. And viral is everywhere. But yeah, it's just that's how viral it is. I literally got a news bulletin alert from my news app on my phone to say that he just resigned from the company that he was head of. So anyway, back to the farming. It's the last of the rows done. So if we turn that off now. Yeah, so that is our first row crops done. Like I said, I don't know if that's right or not. We'll probably just leave it like that for now. And we'll just see what it grows like, and then next time I'll go to the effort of tidying up a little bit. As was the same for the other field, it doesn't say that it needs to be rolled. So let me just check on the map a little bit. Where's the rolling one? Where are we up to? We are in field 87. Doesn't need to be ploughed. It just doesn't indicate that it needs to be rolled, so am I to assume on that basis then that it doesn't actually need to be rolled and we can just leave it? Or do we just roll it anyway? See what happens. I think we'll just leave it as that. Or now. But that will do us, I reckon. So that roller might have actually worked out being a bit of a waste of money, because I just can't at the moment see what crops actually need to be rolled. Right, so let's get this back down to the farm, because snowbag's going to be pretty useless for the next bit now, because we haven't got anything that needs seeding. I everything that will be needing to seed. We do need to sort ourselves out with some carbo lime. So that we can do these 2 fields. Then next episode out we can we'll do that on the next episode. We'll get this back down here, get it put away somewhere, so I'll give it a wash on the way in. It's looking particularly dirty, but it's going to be going away for the rest of the season, so we may as well give it a little wash off. I think we bought this one outright, if I recall. I don't think we leased it. That should be nice and clean. Let's get this back around the corner. Has the rain stopped? Can we stick it? I think we'll stick it in there next to the plough. One thing we didn't do is wash the plough on the way in. I'm sure I can be bothered to pull it out now to wash it, but okay, a bit more back. There we are. That'll do. Actually, I wanted to do that. Do. So yeah, we've done not too bad. We got a full pallet and 942. So we only used 108 litres of silage maize to seed that whole field, which that's pretty alright, to be fair. Last thing to do is see if the shop has refreshed anything while we've been working. We have got some new stuff in here actually. Oh, hello. I do like that. That is nice. Got a Colossus Harvester in there for 43% off. That's this one, a fertilizer spreader. That's fine. That's an auger wagon. That's a potato planter, and that's a roller. Grass roller. A seed roller. It's a standard roller. I do like this for 50 grand. Real old school class Xerion. What did we have on? What was the score when? Sorry, what am I trying to say? I was just wondering what we decided to do about our mowing tractor. Because I'm not going to lie to you, this might be a nice mowing tractor. It's got the power. Did we? We didn't buy a mower yet, did we? No, that's fine. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I don't care. I like this. It's got the 3-point linkage on the front with hydraulic and the back, so we can definitely get a tractor. Sorry, a mower situation on there. We get those big, massive tires. Signs. The Euro signs on there because we're in Europe. Get an extinguisher, yes. Additional work lights, both. Glass colour blue, that's fine. That's fine. GPS, yes. And I think for 58,000, that is pretty damn good. Do we want to get it with the red rims or the black rims? I think I like it with the black rims, you know. It's 62,000 with the black rims, though. I do like it with the black rims, but not enough to pay an extra $4,000 for it. So 58,000. That's gonna spawn in our field, I think, because we didn't set back. I don't really want to pay the delivery on it. Right, start again. 315. The big Michelins. The Euro signs, extinguisher, yes. Additional work lights, all glass color blue, yes, yes, yes. Blah 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 blah. No license plate. Bye. There we are. So that's going to be our predominant grass mowing tractor. So that'll do us. So we're probably flying a bit high on tractors at the moment. So let's see where we're up to. Because we've got the Xylon, the Mercedes. We're gonna sell the Mercedes because we've got the Mercedes to pull. We've got the Mercedes to pull the feed mixer. Now I'm gonna get rid of that feed mixer because there's a different one that I want, which is a self-propelled. So we won't need that. So we'll get rid of that. Got the 2-3 tractor. We've got the John Deere. So we've got 112 there, 400, 305. And we've got our mowing tractor there. Cool. And then we're going to sell the Merc and the Silo King trailed. Cool. There we are. That's enough prattling on from me. It's been a good one, guys. We have, let's stop the time there. We've got everything done that we wanted to. We've got the carbo lime done on that field, and we've got the silage maize in. The next thing to do on the next episode, first things first, more carbo lime, and I'm afraid we've got 2 fields to carbo lime, which I don't particularly like doing when there's crops already in, but generally, you want to get the most out of them, so we're going to do that, and then we'll fertilise. And then we're in a bit of a sticky wicket then, because we've got really nothing to do until harvest time, or until some weeds and stuff come up. So that's when thinking about getting those animals earlier than expected might work out, because we can concentrate on mixing up the animal feed and stuff. So it's good to think about. But until the next guy, and then excuse me as my voice starts going. Until the next one, guys, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, leave me any thoughts, feedback, tips, tricks, comments, whatever you like down in the comment section below, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Terralife Plus series. So then, guys, you take care, and we'll see you soon.